Hello students, hope that you are fit, fine and safe at your home. We are familiar with the complex number. The complex number are characterized by presence of I, where I square is -1 and I is equal to square root of -1. These complex number can be conveniently represented with the help of the number line. That special number line is said to be as Argand diagram. In this lecture, we are going to see how addition, subtraction, multiplication and division can be obtained by using the concept of an Argand diagram. So basically, this Argand diagram is nothing but the x and y axis, like the usually number line. But here the x axis is used for denotation or indication of the real number of the complex number. Similarly, the y axis is used for indication of imaginary part of a complex number. And that imaginary and real number can be positive or they can be negative. As a result of that, there are 4 special quadrants are here. In this diagram, we have shown a common origin located at point O and an arbitrary point in the xy plane, that is P, having some coordinate of x and y. So if we consider this coordinate, that is point P over here, then in that case it will have positive value of x as well as y. If we shift towards the next quadrant, then in that case the y coordinates will positive while x coordinate is negative, and remaining all will be changed like our usual number line. So here the graphical representation of complex number we have made with the help of axis of reals along x-axis and axis of imaginaries along y-axis. This is said to be as Argand diagram, and the plane formed by real axis and imaginary axis is said to be as the complex plane. Here the arbitrary point O is at some distance with respect to common origin O, and for the case of complex number we call that distance as modulus of the complex number. By using an idea of Argand diagram, let us see that how addition can be performed, or how one can understand the process of addition by using the concept of an Argand diagram. For the same, we are having the first complex number and it is represented by vector OP. So the vector OP that has been shown over here, let us call that vector OP is our first complex number, that is Z1. It is x1 plus iy1. The second complex number is represented as second vector, that is OQ. We call that OQ as Z2. It is having x2 plus iy2 here. Now in order to get their addition, we can perform their addition by using the law of parallelogram. For the same, the vector OP is having some particular length, and similarly for the case of OQ as well. So we have joined tip of Q and P with the help of the third point R in such a way that OQRP, this will form a parallelogram. And according to law of parallelogram, if OP and OQ are the adjacent vector, then their addition can be determined by finding the diagonal of the parallelogram. So here the diagonal has been drawn with the red color, and from that we can say that OR is nothing but OP plus PR. But we know that we have constructed that PR and OQ are same. So therefore from that one can say that OR that we have written here or shown by red line is equal to OP plus OQ. And OP is nothing but Z1 and OQ is nothing but Z2. So here in order to add two complex number, that is Z1 and Z2, the law of parallelogram can be used and the addition process can be performed or understood with the Argand diagram. The resultant, that is OR, that we have received in the addition is also the new complex number having real part as x1 plus x2, while it will have imaginary part as y1 plus y2. So addition of any two complex number is again a new complex number, and that addition can be performed by considering law of parallelogram. Similarly, we can consider the new case, that is subtraction of a complex number. So in this Argand diagram, we have taken the first complex number as represented vector OP here. So we are having vector OP, we call that vector as Z1 or first complex number with x1 plus iy1. Similarly, we are having the second complex number represented over here by vector OQ, and vector OQ is equal to Z2 is nothing but x2 plus iy2. For the performation of the subtraction, since our area of interest is to perform Z1 minus Z2 or OP minus OQ in this particular diagram, so therefore the OQ has to be subtracted from OP and there is negative sign before the OQ. So what we have made some construction over here, we have drawn the distance OQ dash in such a way that distance OQ will be same as that of distance OQ dash, and the distance will be same, but at the same time if OQ will have positive of real number and negative of imaginary number, then for OQ dash the sign of real part and imaginary part has been reversed or it get changed, and from that one can say that OQ dash is nothing but minus of Z2, because the sign of real part and imaginary part has been changed over here. By the same way, we are having again OP and OQ dash with us. Here we have made new construction in such a way that we have drawn a parallelogram here, and for the same, that parallelogram is having adjacent side as a OP or Z1 complex number and OQ dash or minus of Z2 complex number. So of course the law of parallelogram will give us that diagonal of this parallelogram will give the addition of its adjacent side. So the resultant of their addition or the diagonal has been represented here by point OQ in this particular diagram. So OR is nothing but OP plus OQ dash according to the law of parallelogram. We have tried to substitute those values over here. At the place of OP we have written as Z2, and at the place of OQ dash we have written minus of Z2 because it is negative sign will be there, or the sign of real part and sign of imaginary part has been changed. Or in another words we can say that OR that has been shown over here by red color will represent Z1 minus Z2 simply. Once we understood this, then we can say that this OR, which is nothing but Z1 minus Z2, it is also new complex number which is having the real part as x2 minus x1 and imaginary part as I y2 minus y1. So the subtraction of a complex number is also new complex number. So for the process of subtraction, the complex number which we want to subtract has to be change its sign of real part and imaginary part, and then we are adding first complex number with respect to the new complex number whose sign of real and imaginary part we have changed. Once we have OP and OQ dash with us, we will add them in order to get Z1 minus Z2. This is regarding the subtraction. And for the case of other process, that is multiplication of complex number, we have considered the usual way, that is vector OP is representing first complex number Z1 and vector OQ is representing second complex number as Z2. But for this time, in order to understand this multiplication of complex number, we have the new representation, that is in the form of exponential. So Z1 is equal to R1 into e to the power I theta 1. We have represent that Z1 in the form of exponential form. And in this particular diagram, we have shown vector OP is making an angle of theta 1 with respect to axis of reals. And OP having at the distance equal to R1. We call that R1 as a modulus. And theta 1 is said to be as phase angle or modulus of the complex number. The second complex number, as I told you, we call it as a Z2, that has been shown over here as new vector, that is OQ in this diagram. It has been depicted that this distance OQ is equal to modulus, that is R2, and OQ will make an angle of theta 2 with respect to axis of real or with respect to the positive x-axis. We are having OP and OQ, and our area of interest is to understand the process of multiplication. For the same, we have taken Z1 multiplied by Z2. Once we consider their product, then their right hand side can be also multiplied. For the same, R1 multiplied by R2 we have written over here and multiplied by e to the power I theta 1 into e to the power I theta 2. So here e is the same base. As a result of that, we have added their power. So I theta 1 plus I theta 2 will have I common, and theta 1 plus theta 2 is the new argument. So from that we can say that multiplication of the complex number is the new complex number. But in addition to that, it is having at the greater distance with respect to the origin and at the greater angle with respect to the positive x-axis. As a result of that, this answer of the product or multiplication is having modulus equal to R1 multiplied by R2, while they are having the phase angle equal to theta 1 plus theta 2. By performing their multiplication, we have shown the new vector that is represented over here as OR, that has been shown by red color. So from that one can say that the multiplication will modify the modulus equal to R1 into R2 and will modify the argument in such a way that theta 1 plus theta 2 is the new argument. So here we can say that if OP is having an argument theta 1 with respect to positive x-axis, OQ is also an argument with respect to positive x-axis is theta 2, while their product will have argument equal to theta 1 plus theta 2. So simply we can say that in multiplication, phases are get added and their modulus are get multiplied. For the same, we have taken the arbitrary example that if OP is R1 is having 2 units and OQ is R2 is having 2.5 units. Then OR, which is nothing but multiplication of them, that is R1 into R2, will be equal to 2 multiplied by 2.5. So simply it would comes out to be 5 units. So it means that the product of complex number is having greater modulus than that of the individual one. For the same, if we have more than 2 complex number, then we can multiply them in such a way that their phases or their arguments are get added. And we have shown over here by the last line that if we are consider the n number of complex number, then their respective arguments are gets added. The division of a complex number is also easily understood by considering the concept of Argand diagram. For the same, we are having vector OP, which is represented over here as Z1, and this OP is having modulus R1. It makes an angle of θ1, and we have represented this Z1 in terms of exponential form. Similarly, OQ we are having here is equal to Z2 is equal to R2 into e to the power I θ2. Then we will consider their division, that is Z1 upon Z2 is equal to R1 upon R2. Since we are taking their ratio over here, so R1 upon R2, but here we are having same base and therefore their exponent are getting subtracted from each other. So we have written here as θ1 minus of θ2. Or the division of complex number will have modified modulus in such a way that modulus will be, or new modulus will be, nothing but R1 upon R2, and their new argument is θ1 minus θ2. In this particular diagram, we have shown that vector OP is at the angle of θ1 and at the distance of R1. OQ over here is making an angle of θ2 at the distance of R2. Once we consider their division, then their division has been represented with OR vector here. It is indicated by red line here. And that OR, which is the answer of division of complex number Z1 and Z2, here it makes an angle of θ1 minus θ2. So it means that if we consider division of any complex number, then their argument are get subtracted and their modulus R gets divided with respect to each other, that has been shown over here. So in this manner, the process or the algebraic process of addition, multiplication, subtraction and division is easily understood with the concept of an Argand diagram. Here, as an hypothetical example, we have to consider the OP is equal to R1 is 4 units, OQ is R2 is 2.2 units, and OR, it is the ratio of R1 upon R2, it is equal to 4 upon 2.2, it comes out to be 1.8. So it means that the answer of division of two complex number will have less modulus than their individual one, and similarly their arguments are get subtracted with respect to each other. These four operations we are dealing many a times for the calculation. Here in front of us we are having a simple example, and in that example they have asked to represent z is equal to 1, that is new complex number we are having, in terms of polar and exponential form. For the same, we have considered this z is equal to 1 and we have compared it with respect to the rectangular form, that is x plus iy. So by comparing the real and imaginary part, we will have x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0. Once we know value of x and y, we will calculate their modulus. The modulus of complex number is having the fixed formula, that is square root of x square plus y square. Let us substitute values over here. Then we are getting the value of r, that is modulus, is equal to 1. For the calculation of theta, that is argument, theta is equal to tan inverse of y upon x. So, for getting value of argument, let us put values of x and y as 1 and 0 respectively. And we are getting theta is equal to tan inverse of 0. And theta comes out to be 0 in this particular example. Since they have asked to represent in the polar and exponential form. So therefore we have written z is equal to r in bracket cos theta plus I sin theta. This is the standard representation for polar manner. Let us substitute values of r is equal to 1 over here and theta is equal to 0. So we are getting polar representation of the complex number is simply equal to 1. In order to get the representation in the form of exponential way, then the standard way is z is equal to r e to the power I theta. Let us put values of r and theta. So r comes out to be 1. E to the power I theta, since here theta is 0 and therefore we are getting 1. So this is the unique number which is having polar representation and exponential representation same. In the next example, we will just change our number as z is equal to plus I. The question is same. So we are comparing z is equal to I with respect to z is equal to x plus iy. By comparing them, we are getting x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1 now. Once we know value of x and y, we can calculate their value of r. And it is square root of x square plus y square. It comes out to be 1. For the calculation of angle, we are having theta is tan inverse of y by x. For this time, we are having tan inverse of infinity and it is equal to pi upon 2 or 90 degree. The corresponding polar representation, that is z is equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta, will lead value of r as 1 and in bracket cos of pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. Similarly, the corresponding exponential representation is z is equal to r e to the power I theta. By plugging the value of r and theta over here, we are having the z is equal to 1 e to the power I pi by 2. So in this manner, the different complex number can be represented uniquely by considering the polar and exponential form. The new example we have considered as z is equal to 2 square root 3 plus 2i. For this time we are having the same way, that is we are comparing the given number with respect to z is equal to x plus iy. By comparing, so we are having x is equal to 2 square root 3 and y is 2. For a moment, for calculation of r, the square root of x square plus y square is same and we have received it is 4. The calculation of theta will give us tan inverse of y by x, and by substituting values of x and y over here, we are getting tan inverse of 1 upon square root 3 and simply it is equal to pi upon 6. We know value of r, we know value of theta, so the corresponding polar representation will equal to z is equal to r. The value of r comes out to be 4 in bracket cos of pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 6. This was about the polar form. The exponential form is standard way, that is z is equal to r e to the power I theta. By plugging value of r and theta for exponential form, we will have 4, that is r e to the power I theta, and theta is pi by 6. Depending upon the given complex number, we are getting unique value of r and theta. As a result of that, we can express them for the polar and exponential form. In next lecture, we are going to see how one can perform the power nth root or logarithm of the complex number. Thank you.